Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the Yappy Hour with Allie and Ken. I'm Kenny Reichman.
I'm Allie Madano.
And I like the background music thing I got going on right now.
Good song choice.
Oh, man.
Coming right off of spring break.
This is the spring break song.
This is the anthem.
Yeah, for every group that went on a spring break, this was the song that they used to depict
I
their
actually
vacation.
don't even know if I listened to it once. And let me tell you, the song that actually was the theme of my spring break and my group was "Do You Want to Build a Snowman" by Frozen.
Huh.
You know the song,
why
right?
that? Yeah, what happened?
We, as a collective group, especially the guys of my friend group, we're so into that song and a couple others that it just became a joke. We would just belt out, "Do you want to build a snowman?" And then someone would answer.
Really?
Doesn't have to be. We were in Old San Juan walking around, and there was an a cappella group from some nerdy college somewhere.
Some nerdy New York college
singing a cappella to like a cart, a guy that was selling ice cream. And of course I had to film it on my phone.
Oh, boy.
So I get right up in there, and all my guy friends are just watching like these losers type thing. And I turn around to them, I go, "Guys, what's your talent?" And they just start singing, "Do you want to build a snow?"
Oh my goodness.
It was funny.
That's
so
wild.
that was the theme of our trip, actually.
That's fun.
Even though we were in hot, sunny Puerto Rico.
It was so cold.
That should have been your theme song.
So
like how
cold.
Colder than today? Today is cold.
Honestly, the coldest I have ever been in my entire life.
You just hurt?
My face hurt, my fingers hurt, everything hurt, but I loved it.
Did you?
It was
you do
wonderful.
like it. So, like, what was your dress then?
Well, you saw the tweets. We pretended our best to be upper class.
Oh, I saw the outfits.
Yeah.
I was very impressed.
Yes.
Thoroughly impressed.
Thank you. We tried our best to pretend to be rich, and when we soon realized that we were out of money, we had to leave a day early.
You left a day early?
We
were out of money?
We left about 12 hours early because we just couldn't afford to even think about it.
Really?
We were out. We needed money for gas to get home.
See, because difference in our vacations, too, was that yours was probably everything was expensive.
Oh, man.
Food, drink.
Well, we really only ate donuts towards the middle and end.
Gosh.
We got Timbits. I don't know if you've ever had a Timbit. You're from the South, so you don't even know. You don't even know. Timbits. As a hockey fan, I know about Tim Hortons because Tim Hortons is all over in Canada, and it's all over.
What is Tim Hortons?
Tim Hortons is Canada's or North Dunkin' Donuts.
Okay.
And so it's got good coffee, you got donuts, you got sandwiches, breakfast sandwiches, bagels, whatnot. So Tim Hortons up in Canada, that's where it's from. Tim Horton was a hockey player, and now he's got this chain. And Timbits are munchkins, but they're called Timbits.
Circular?
And they're little donut holes. They are I don't even have adjectives.
Why are they so much better than a regular donut?
They're so much better than Munchkins. Munchkins are not moist. They're like
they're a little cakey.
Munchkins are cakey. Yeah, that was a good way to put it.
Yeah,
they're cakey.
Okay.
Timbits are like sunshine.
You look so happy right now. Did you bring some
Timbits
back?
We did. We smuggled 10 across the border.
Nice.
And we all ate them immediately on American soil.
All right, so cold, expensive.
Freezing and expensive.
And
well, I mean, we didn't spend that much. We only spent, I would say an average of $400, but that's all we had.
Right.
We couldn't go to San Juan or wherever you were.
I couldn't believe how cheap everything was. The first day we dropped our bags, hit the beach, and then it was about afternoonish. We got hungry. We said, okay, let's go get some food and drink. Tacos like $1.50 and $2 beers. They're traditional beer would be the Bud Light of here, our Medallas or Medalla Light.
Yeah, Labatt Blues up north.
So $2 Medalla Lights, you could get a bucket of Heinekens, 5 Heinekens for $7.
Oh man, that is a
$7.
steal.
Here they're $6.50 for one at a
each,
bar.
Yeah. That is
Crazy.
A steal. That's a
steal.
steal.
It was very cheap, and our hotel was fantastic.
So did you find out if you were in the country or out of the country or in limbo?
Limbo.
You were in limbo still?
I think we were in a different country.
So what? Oh,
I think.
Okay.
I don't know.
Okay. So did you use American dollars?
Yes.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah, no,
we
it was
had
all
to
US
change our money
currency.
in for weird Monopoly money.
Oh.
In Canada, which is fun because when you go there, I gave the banker. Luckily, there's TD Bank. Whew. Gave him $200, and he gave me $220 back, and I was like, "That is
the
much
exchange
appreciated,
rate is
my
better."
friend. Yeah, that was, but then more expensive, so it equals out in the end.
Okay, yeah, that was similar to when I went to Europe. But So I would never ever wish this on your group, but it would have been interesting to see if one of you guys had a health problem and had to use their health care system.
Actually, I kind of wish I did have a health problem up there because I didn't want to come back.
I would never wish you in the hospital, but I would like to see what it's like there.
It was wonderful. Everybody was so nice. There was a homeless man, a perpetual homeless man, who was on, a few streets down from where we were staying at what was, I think, the greatest hostel in North America. And every time we'd passed him, he'd ask us for money. And every time we'd say, well, we're kind of poor too, so we can't really give you money right now. Especially because I don't know what I have in my pocket. I have loonies and toonies and things that
you might give him $100.
I might give him $100 in loonies
and make that man's day.
So
fair enough.
Yeah. So we never really gave him money, but every time we said, "No, sir, sorry, we can't. We just don't have anything."
Tidbit?
He would say sorry too.
Sorry is what he would say.
Very, very funny. No, he would say sorry to us for bothering us on our journey.
How polite.
They were all so wonderful.
Now, I've heard it's very clean, too.
There's not a piece of garbage anywhere. And I could tell you there's not a piece of garbage anywhere, not even in the trash cans, because I spent some time in the trash can.
What?
Because there is a contingency of Quebec. It's Quebec, not
It's not
Quebec. Yeah, it's Quebec.
PSA.
Yeah.
Quebec.
So watch yourself if you're ever in that kind of situation. And so there's a contingency of Quebec nationalists who feel that Quebec is losing its French roots, and they don't enjoy English-speaking people. And since me and the 8 people I was with were only speaking English because we knew no French, we were speaking English on the way home one night, and this group of men, they seemed like they were all having a good time. We were all smiling and happy, and then they picked me up, and I was like, hey, we're in the air now. This is fun. And you know how, like, everything's kind of innocent at first?
Yeah.
You're like, cool, this is awesome. Everybody's friends.
Crowd surfing.
Yeah, woo. And then they put me down in a trash can.
They stuffed you in a trash can circa middle school.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Face first?
No, butt first.
Butt first.
Yeah.
Better.
But the trash cans were small. I mean, they were...
Does anyone have video of this? Because we're going to need to roll that footage. I need to see those pictures.
I can pull it up for you. Yeah, so I got put in a trash can, and then they picked up CJ, and they put him in a trash can and tried to take his shoes.
Wow, so very mean-spirited? They weren't having any fun?
They weren't our favorite people.
No.
They weren't our favorite, but I will say everybody else, and you could see it when you drove across the border. On the way to Canada, it was just as simple as a hello, have fun, goodbye. On the way back, I got yelled at by the American in the booth. He was not having any of it. It was...
So you found Americans were less friendly.
Yeah.
I found that too. So on the way there, we wanted to sit all together on the plane. So we just politely, because we didn't have our seat assignments yet, something went on with our reservations where we weren't assigned a seat. So we get to the airport at JFK very early in the morning and simply asked, can we change our seats? Oh, I'm looking at this picture. That is Kenny in a trash can. He looks elated, though.
I thought it was all fun and games.
Well,
until I was in the trash can.
Until somebody gets stuffed in a trash can should be the new saying. So anyway, they were rude about getting us all together like we were in a position. On the way back in Puerto Rico, in San Juan, it was no problem at all. Yes, of course, and they're laughing and they're joking. They're so friendly. I go, come on, why can't everyone be like this? So Americans probably have that reputation, and rightfully so, that they're a little bit more impatient and rude.
Now, did you have any run-ins with Puerto Rican law, or did you do everything?
No run-ins with Puerto Rican law. There was one night we were walking, because we were very close to the beach, and all the bars that we went to were along the beach, too. My friend, Krista, I'll call you that.
Oh, boy.
Climbed up in a tree for some
Krista,
reason.
what did you do?
I don't know why. I wasn't really with them, and then a couple of the guys
She's a little girl, too. She had to really climb.
It was one of those real easy trees to climb. Calls me and says, Allie, come over here. So I come with him, like, what are you doing? There's a police car right there. So I don't know. They were just trolling, I think, looking for someone to kind of have to use the bathroom and go right on the beach, and then they would just swoop in with, those indecency charges. But nothing happened.
Care about people in trees.
They eventually
left.
Normal? But we have this video for whatever reason about she's just going, Policia. And her in a tree. So other than that, no, we were all very well behaved. Relatively. Had a good time, but,
Good.
It was great. Couldn't have asked for anything better. Maybe one more day.
Yeah.
But, vacation has to end. People that say, oh, I could do this forever, you really couldn't.
You really can't. No, I couldn't. I mean, I could move up there. I could move up there if I wanted
You could
to.
live there?
Oh, yeah. I went to a Canadians game, and that is like...
I saw.
Oh, man, Allie.
Yeah, you would fit in well with the hockey.
I would.
Maybe you're supposed to be from Canada.
I would miss my teams, though.
Mm.
That's always been a question, like, for me, as, like, a sports fan. It's like I'm so tied to the Islanders and the Mets. If I, like, ever move, what if I move to Wisconsin?
There's plenty of
I got to be that
fans.
weird guy in Wisconsin who likes the Islanders, and then everybody, their neighbors are like, why do they like the Islanders? And then you try to explain it, and then they don't really get it, and then you're just that weird guy.
So you can never move.
Yeah.
Or you have to divorce your teams.
Tim Hortons just opened up down the street.
From
here.
From Iona.
From Iona at the Wave gas station on North Avenue.
I can get one of these magical
I will
donuts.
take you to get Timbits. I will buy you Timbits.
Okay, it has to be after Easter because I'm not eating bread, and I would consider a donut bread probably.
Really? I think it's pastry.
I would say
Would you eat
bread.
a strudel?
Well, I would probably never eat a strudel regardless.
Wow. Why not?
Bread is hard, so I've given up bread for Lent, and it's
how's
kind
that
of
go?
difficult
Okay, so how'd you eat down there? Like what did you eat?
There was one night I got sick from the food. Not from the alcohol, from the food. Something, a real authentic meal in Old San Juan just didn't sit well and
That's a good excuse.
Back up.
Yeah.
It was bad. I never belied in projectile vomiting until I projectile vomited.
Jeez.
Oh, whatever. No one's actually listening. So, other than that, food was good. It was a lot of tacos.
I can't
a lot
look
of
at
chicken
you now
tacos.
without thinking of a chicken taco coming
I
out.
tried the mofongo is their traditional, and it's mashed plantains with rice and chicken. It's pretty good, but not fantastic.
Yeah.
Truth be told, we didn't eat a lot. We had the breakfast in the hotel, which was fantastic, but that was normal food. And then we kind of rode that out all day with some snacks, and then we had happy hour at our hotel, and they had chips and salsa, so we just kind of filled up on that. And then all of a sudden, it's 2, 3 in the morning. You're starving. You order tacos, just late night tacos. So that was kind of our routine. Late night taco.
That's interesting. Yeah. So what we would do, we would wake up in the morning, and we'd wake up in the afternoon, and we'd wait.
Oh, not early. I got no sleep on this vacation.
Oh, that's
We were out late and we were up early because we did all kinds of stuff during the day.
You guys are crazy. We were out late and up late. We lived the Jersey Shore lifestyle.
But we were trying to be out into the sun to get tan.
Yeah, you needed that. We were trying to stay in from the wind.
Exactly.
So we would wake up and kind of wait. We'd split up. We had 9 people, so we'd kind of split up and go, if you wanted to go shopping or something. And
right.
We actually went to a few very interesting shops. But what was I saying? So we'd wake up and kind of wait until like 4 or 5, and we'd have a dinner. So we'd wake up at 1, and then we'd wait a little bit, go get dinner at 4, and then get Timbits when it was time for Timbits.
Late, but you never had them in the morning when typical people have donuts?
Well, what we'd do is we'd buy the 40-pack, which is like, whew, and...
How long did that last you, the 40-pack?
It would last us until we fell asleep, and then it would hold us over until we could go get dinner.
Okay.
Which was fine. And we ate tons of Canadian pizza, which is just awful.
Yeah, that doesn't sound like it would be good.
It is not good. No. By any stretch of the imagination is Canadian pizza good.
Okay.
So if you're ever in Montreal, which I do
Did you have Canadian bacon?
Of course.
Okay, just making sure.
And I also brought home a very big amount of maple syrup because
nice. I forgot about that.
am a syrup fan.
Yep.
And it's Canada. You gotta come home with maple syrup, right?
Yes.
So we didn't get to stop at the duty-free shop, which kind of made me angry because we left early in the morning. We had to go. So we left. You had to get out. And we were having a little bit of cabin fever towards the end.
Yeah.
Because we were out of money. We got to go.
You got to go. End, yep. And you get back to it.
I was actually able to beat the sunrise from Montreal to New Rochelle.
Okay.
We left there at 11:30, back here at 6, drove the whole way, only slept for a little bit. I'm kidding.
11:30 at night and drove through the night.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, that was a rough one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you had a couple days in the back end of your break
to
regroup.
Oh, yeah.
I actually liked having it, coming back,
that was
regrouping,
nice.
because I needed almost a vacation.
Because this week has just been plain awful.
Yeah, you're having a bad week.
Yeah, it's a long one, and it's only Wednesday.
You know what? My time is so limited and numbered
You're just gonna treasure it.
I'm not complaining about long weeks. Stretch the weeks out as long as possible.
We only have a few more shows. You pointed that out to me.
Yeah, I don't know the actual count, but they are.
It's not enough.
Maybe less than 10, maybe. Yeah.
I don't like that.
We're down into the single digits.
That means that we only have like 30 more commercial breaks to do weird side talks before we go back on the radio.
Like the one that's happening right now?
The one that's about to happen right now.
Now.
Okay, I need to get a song first. I'm not prepared. I don't sit here This is
yes,
why
Kenny
I
is
don't
in
sit
his
here.
new spot today. You got to get used to it.
I do.
Like
I do.
we just said, less than 10 shows.
We're gonna put on one of those, one of the Grey's Anatomy songs because I downloaded it right away.
Not the theme song.
No, not.
This is from the musical episode.
Yeah, this is from the musical
just saw
episode.
the musical episode. Okay,
Yes.
I hope it's the one that I would like you to choose.
Which one do you?
I'm not going to tell you.
Okay, I think I know which one I'm gonna pick because I think this is the one that you would like.
Okay, here we go.
So here we go. All right, we will be right back.
And we'll let you know if it was the right one.
Oh man! All right, we will be right back on the Yappy Hour.
'Cause I'm still awake, can you help me unravel my latest mistake? I don't love him, winter just wasn't my season. Yeah, we walk through the door so accusing, their eyes like they have any right at all to criticize. Hypocrites, you're all here for the very same reason. You can't jump the track, we're like cars on a cable, and life's like an hourglass glued to the table. No one can find the rewind button, girl, to cradle your head in your hands and breathe, just breathe. Oh, just breathe. He turned 21 on the base of Fort Bliss just a day. He sat down to the flask and his fist ain't been sober since maybe October of last year. Here in town you can tell he's been down for a while, but my God, it's so beautiful when the boy smiles. Wanna hold him, maybe I'll just sing about it. 'Cause you can't jump the track, we're like cars on a cable, and life's like an hourglass glued to the table. No one can find the rewind button, boys, so cradle your head in your hands and breathe, just breathe. Oh, breathe, just breathe. There's a light at each end of this tunnel, you shout, 'cause you're just as far in as you'll ever be out. These mistakes you made, you'll just make them again if you'd only try turning around. 2 a.m. and I'm still awake writing a song. If I get it all down on paper, it's no longer inside of me, threatening the life it belongs to. And I feel like I'm naked in front of a crowd, 'cause these words are my diary screaming out loud. And I know that you'll use them however you want to, but you can't jump the track, we're like cars on a cable. Life's like an hourglass glued to the table. No one can find the rewind button now. Sing it if you understand and breathe, just breathe. Oh, breathe, just breathe. Oh, breathe, just breathe. Oh,
We're back on the lunch hour.
And he was
Thank
wrong
God.
about the song. And
I was wrong about the
We
song.
did have a great mini side
Don't we
chat
always?
like we always
Don't
do.
we always?
Aren't you going to miss those?
I am going to miss it. Well, I hope that we'll stay in touch and we can
Of
still
course
have
we'll
those
stay in
side
touch. I'm
conversations.
going to call into this show.
Ooh, the
Unlike
new phone
Rich, who
thing
said he was
works.
going to stop by and
The new-
never did.
The new phone thing works,
It
by
does,
the way.
and it's for me. So next year I
it's
can
just
call
for
in.
you? Wow. Well, good. I'm excited that you're going to call in. I also expect, ever since you taught me in the beginning of the year that you need to call
female.
the person, I expect a phone call instead of a text. Maybe like once every 2 weeks would be fine.
What?
From you.
I don't talk to my grandmother every 2 weeks.
I don't care.
Oh, okay. Sorry, Grammy. All right. Well, let's get into some news. Do you want to go heavy or light?
Well, we could start heavy and then get
was gonna
lighter.
say, all right.
Yeah. All right. Let's start with what has been the perpetual top news
Yes.
story for the last 2.5 weeks.
Yeah, we're on day 19
It's
of
crazy.
the search for flight
Yes.
370.
Crazy.
Malaysia Airlines. And, you know, it's hard. I was reading a long, long article, and speaking of all the news coverage, just because they add on to these articles,
Yeah.
especially
Just
AP.
update.
Yes,
update.
there's so much information, and trying to just dissect all of it, the bottom line is they still haven't found a single thing.
Well, that could have changed today.
Okay.
It seems that, and according to this,
I mean, a tangible piece of evidence. I know the
Right.
satellite is showing all the wreckage.
right? So this new BBC article showing that a Chinese satellite, I believe, picked up 122. Well, that was a weird thing there.
200 is the amount of 289 is people on
So
board.
122 new objects spotted.
But again,
in the debris zone.
spotted.
So who knows if they'll be. See, the thing is with this plane, and here's people that everybody you talk to has a different idea of what happened, and that's I think that's the most
Well, again, even if they do
annoying
recover these
part.
items, they don't know what happened.
right, and that's the most annoying part of this is you don't know what happened, you don't know where it is, and you don't know what's going on.
Yes.
You just don't know. So everybody's speculating, and speculation, obviously, curiosity killed the cat. So we're beating this dead horse, which.
But you can't even say that, though, because until these families get answers, you have to continue this search.
You do. You have to continue the search, but I think, and I do agree that they went about it the wrong way the other day. But by coming
Telling
out,
the families?
yes. But they went about it the wrong way, but logically, and you've got to think logically. And from the outside, it's easy. You know, just looking at these families, it's easy to think logically. If my son or my mom was on that, I would not be thinking logically either.
Right.
But thinking logically, you have to assume that
The plane crashed
the
in the
worst
ocean
is
and
the
everybody
worst.
died. Yes,
Right.
absolutely. I think now what they should turn their attention to is what happened. Because if you can't give these
Yes.
families their loved ones back, you at least owe them.
well, it's going to
that
be hard
much
to
is
find
exactly
out what
what
happened
happened.
without the plane.
Right. And I'd read in this article that is in the most
It's the worst
inconvenient
place.
spot.
It's the
because
worst place.
There's no land in sight anywhere nearby, so it's not like you can start on land and work. And these weather conditions they're having such a hard time with,
it's literally
having to stop the search.
Yeah, it's legitimately the worst place in the world
and
for
time
something
is
to
not
go
on
missing.
their side. Like I said, it's been 19 days.
Yeah, and we talk about the ocean like everything just kind of sits up there.
No.
Like this is a moving thing, and things that lay in the ocean eventually sink.
Yes. They were
And
saying the
especially-
largest objects will sink and stay there.
Yes.
But you just, again, like you said, we're dealing with
And these
the
treacherous,
ocean.
the ocean over there, especially in the area that they're looking,
It's
is
like
so
southern Indian
treacherous.
Ocean, yeah.
It's ridiculous how crazy everything is out there. White wall waves in the middle of the ocean
Yeah.
is insane.
Now, what they compared this to was the Air France flight that crashed into the Atlantic Ocean. It was on its way from Rio to Paris, I think back in 2009. But again, think Atlantic Ocean
Right.
is
Not even close.
nowhere
Not even
near
close.
as treacherous, like you said, to the Indian Ocean. So
Yeah.
do you think that these Chinese families are the most outraged? They're blaming Malaysia and the way that they handled it. Do you think they have some right to place that blame?
Yes. I think to a certain extent. I think the way they handled it has been awful.
But this is an unprecedented situation. So
right.
next
But
time,
I mean, hindsight is 20/20, and again,
Yes.
we're looking at it from the outside, so it's easy for us to say, "Oh, wow, you should have done this instead."
Yeah.
But we don't know. We're not in the room. We're not with those families.
Mm-hmm.
I can't even imagine the amount of stress that everybody over there is going through.
Yeah.
I mean, geez, I had to wake up at 8 o'clock in the morning today, and I'm like, So
No,
like
yeah.
I can't.
But it is
I just can't even-
unprecedented.
yeah. So I mean the way they told everybody, you don't speak logic to emotion.
Yes.
Because emotion
that.
always trumps logic, right? No matter what, if your boyfriend broke up with you, you're gonna be mad, even if he broke up with you because, I don't know, because he's got to go to the army.
Emotion
you know what I mean?
always wins out
Emotion
over
always
reasons.
beats logic. So, in this situation, to say logically, you have to assume that your family member is the worst. For your family members, the worst has happened, and to say that to somebody is like.
But sometimes, don't you think you have to be very, I don't want to say harsh, but almost in a way, because if you coddle somebody, they're not going to believe it almost. You have to use the most direct language that's not going to be up to any kind of interpretation so that they don't, because they will hold on to one little shred of hope.
Right. But it's hard to say, it's hard to spew logic without any sort
there needs to be a balance. You need to be direct and upfront and truthful.
Also with
but there's a way to say it.
Oh man, what's the word? Stuff. What am I saying?
Stuff. You're looking for a word for stuff?
Yeah, I'm looking for a word for stuff. When you're at, let's say you're giving I feel like I'm on $10,000 pyramid. If you're presenting a case to a lawyer,
yes,
and you have the stuff that you show them, yes. My
wow.
God, that was awful.
It is a long week for Ken.
Evidence. It's hard to spew out logic if you have no evidence to support your logic. And right now they have nothing.
Right.
So it's hard to say, oh, you have to assume that your family is dead.
Well, here's my other theory, because this is getting all of the coverage. It will continue this way until the next tragedy happens. That's how the news cycle works. It's going to get all the coverage until the next worst thing happens.
Yeah. And it's also going to...
Because it's not going to be before there's a resolution. I mean, back to that Air France flight, it took 2 years for them to recover the black box that's needed to figure out what happened. 2 years.
Black box thing
and that
freaks
was
me out.
not as dire of a situation as this was. That was so mysterious.
You ever think that people should have a black box?
What, a signal?
Mm-hmm.
We all do, in the back of our mouth, a chip. Yep. That's the future, though, don't you think? We're all going to have some kind of NSA tracking device.
Let's do the next story.
This is enough heaviness, but yes, it will continue, and
Conspiracy theory
to those families.
alley.
Yeah. Okay. Next.
Do you have a chip in the back of your mouth?
Maybe.
Were you a leash baby?
They do that for dogs. No, I was not a leash child.
I'm just checking.
God help people that do that to their kids.
Man,
hold their hands.
I know.
Ugh.
Let them run around a little bit and then pull it back.
Terrible. Inhumane.
Yeah, you're probably right. Let's make fun of you a little bit because you have to search for jobs.
By me.
You have to search.
I am
for
on the job hunt.
So how's
every
it going?
day. I apply to more. I've applied to several.
Who are your favorites? Who are you looking for?
Favorite is Savannah, Georgia.
Ooh. That's the deep
Chattanooga,
South.
Tennessee. Oh yes,
Wow.
I want to go there.
Anything up north?
I'm into it. Yeah, I've applied. Vermont, I applied to today.
Wow.
I think one in Maine. So
Wow,
yeah.
so nowhere in the middle.
No, all along the middle too. North Carolina,
Okay.
South Carolina, Virginia. Good. Yes, everywhere.
All right,
Name a
good.
state. I bet I've applied to
Wisconsin.
it. That's along the.
Damn.
No. I'm not going
You're
cold.
not going west.
I don't want to go cold.
You don't want to manifest destiny?
I can't be picky, but I really.
How
you know
about
me.
but what about like an Oklahoma?
Yeah, I applied to Oklahoma.
Oh, okay. So
Oklahoma,
anything
Missouri.
south of South Dakota?
What's underneath
Or like
South
Nebraska?
Dakota?
Nebraska is underneath South Dakota.
No, I won't do Nebraska.
So underneath Nebraska, which is Oklahoma.
Yep, I guess so. That's my cap.
I remember at the 5 line is North Dakota, South Dakota, Nebraska, Oklahoma, Texas.
Okay.
So
look at you.
I can figure
yes
you.
Yes to Texas. Yes to all those.
Midwest.
Midwest. I have family in Texas.
Oh, okay.
That's what it is. It's that I really felt I did this up here for 4 years.
Mm-hmm.
I proved I could live in winter.
And you're gonna do it again one day.
One day, yes. But if I've got to move away to a small market, God, I want to be warm and I want to be close to my family.
If you move to Maine,
it's gonna be worse.
I don't know what you're gonna do.
Because it's really cold.
It's so cold.
Okay. That's the thing is you got to go where the job is, and I get that.
It was legitimately negative degrees.
You're asking what I want, so I'm telling you what I want.
It was negative degrees 4 out of the 5 days we were in Montreal, which is only
I can't do it.
3 hours from.
I can't do today. What are we in the 30s?
Yeah, it's
28 degrees today.
Yeah, it's cold. It's windy. If it's windy, it's different. It's a different cold.
Yeah.
So okay. So you're on the job hunt.
Cold is cold.
You're looking for
I'm
Savannah,
on the job
Georgia.
Hunt.
And so we're going to list off a few activities that are
more
fun. than looking for jobs.
Than applying and looking for jobs.
How about before we read the list, what have you procrastinated at all? Like have you sat down to apply for a job, opened up the application and said, maybe I should make tea first?
Painting my nails is a big one. I painted my nails today before I applied for jobs.
Really?
Yes.
Do you paint your nails often?
Yes.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Do you do your toenails?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
All right. I don't know if it's like worth it. Especially now
of the
you're
winter?
wearing boots.
Well, I did the whole winter. I went without any paint on my toenails because that's better for your toes.
Oh.
You gotta let them breathe. But then I just got a pedicure to go to Puerto Rico, and then I've been keeping up with them. So
I gotta say,
I've
gotten a pedicure once in my life.
Unpainted toenails on girls freaks me out. I hated it when I didn't have paint.
Feet freak me out.
Do they?
I don't like feet.
Number one fetish though for people, foot fetish.
We didn't have to say that.
Okay.
The
ask
Yappy
me
Hour does not condone foot fetishes.
Okay.
All right. So you paint your nails as procrastinating.
I'll paint my nails. I'll surf the web. Yeah, I'll have a snack. But like I said on the break, I think once I get into it, I'm very organized, and so my parents have been asking me, we know you got all your ducks in a row. I mean, I have a list, and
you are
green,
pretty crazy.
It's what's been applied, and a whole thing, the whole 9 yards.
All right.
So
So how about this? So if you, we're sitting down.
57 activities.
So here's some things that
more fun than job hunting. Maybe I'll do some of these. Okay.
All right. How about getting a paper cut?
Paper cuts are the worst. No, I would move to Maine before I wanted a paper cut.
How about losing a contact lens inside of your eye?
I don't wear contacts.
Okay. How about a restless leg syndrome? That one's fun.
I think I have restless leg syndrome sometimes.
Everybody has restless leg syndrome.
Okay. Is that a theory of yours that everyone in the world?
Yeah.
Okay.
Nobody sits still. Nobody sits perfectly still.
True.
Everybody moves their legs all the time. Everybody. Everybody's got a song in their head that they like to move their foot to.
Oh, don't even get me started.
All right. How about sitting between a baby and a smelly person on a plane?
No. I'd rather hunt for jobs.
How about smelling nail polish remover?
I really don't like that smell, but I'd rather apply for jobs. It is not that bad.
It's pretty bad. These people hate it. Watching a toenail removal surgery.
No. I think I'd like applying for jobs is what we're getting at.
I'm pretty sure the list is just a big irony for people who
Ask
don't
me,
like
though,
applying for
6
jobs.
months from now when I'm still applying and haven't been hired if I still like it. Then I'll go watch that surgery. Okay?
All right. The toenail surgery?
Maybe.
I feel like I've watched plenty of surgeries on Grey's Anatomy, and...
Now, when I had my surgery over break, since I'm such an avid Grey's Anatomy fan,
you were nervous.
Nervous. I remember walking into the OR, laying on the table, and looking at all this, and I remember telling the woman, I was like, "This is just like Grey's Anatomy."
I'm sure it's just like it when you're out too.
It's not as high tech and nice looking. They have everything in chrome. It's not like that. It's a room
they're at
with
Seattle
lights.
Grace Mercy West, which is
at...
the longest name for a hospital I've ever seen.
It's
Seattle
already
Grace
Seattle.
Mercy West.
Oh, it changes. Name changes again.
What? Jesus.
It's a better name. Okay, not gonna tell you.
You stink.
It's so hard. So yeah, I think I do like applying.
Yeah, I can tell.
Because it's an exciting thing right now. The novelty has not worn off. And I'm just going with the flow. Whatever happens, happens.
There's a funny one on the list that just says being banned from.
Nothing.
It
doesn't
nothing
specify.
After it, which has actually been driving me crazy. I've been scrolling up and down to see if there's like the end of it.
Fix yourself.
I can't. Okay. So you're ready. You are graduating
bird
college.
Being kicked out of the nest.
You are graduating college.
Yep. You know what's weird to think about? I don't plan on getting a higher degree than what I'll graduate with.
Me neither. Is that wrong? Are we stupid for that?
No, I've asked several people in this profession. They say you don't need it, so why pay for it?
Yeah,
you're welcome.
Everybody
Mom and
who
Dad.
I've talked to in the field says just go out and, get experience. Do your thing.
So I'm nearing the end of school forever.
Oh, man, that's
which
gotta
sounds
feel like
nice.
something.
It really
that's gotta
does.
feel like something, doesn't it?
But that's such a strange thing. Your whole life, you go to school. That's it. You have summer vacations. Your life operates on this calendar year.
Yep, up at 8.
And now, no more.
Thing.
It's all coming to a close. So I think I'll be very emotional. I might get emotional on the show as the weeks come on.
Are you gonna? If you cry, I'll cry.
I cried at last year's graduation, so I can't imagine how emotional I'm going to be this year.
Oh, gosh. I can't handle crying.
We'll just weep for a whole Yappy Hour. We'll just weep.
Oh, man. Yeah, I honestly, I can't control it.
It just happens.
It's hard,
do you know there is something, depending on which tier the tear falls out of, it's either a happy cry or a sad cry. And everyone always asks me, which is it? And I never remember.
But why don't you know?
I'm going to look it up on the break.
Don't spew out facts.
I'm going to look it up on the break, and we'll
I have
be back
to assume
with how to determine if you're happy crying or sad crying.
I think if it comes out of the inside, it's sad. If it comes out
No, it has to do with right or left.
Oh, I think if it comes out of the left, it's sad. And
That's
if it
your
comes
guess?
out of the right, it's happy.
All right,
and we
left
will
sad,
tell you
right happy.
when we come back. This is the Yappy Hour, and we will be right back.
We drove right past that no trespassing sign. We sat on the tailgate and watched the planes take off. We thought we had only